Hello, it's Brina here, or Sabrina here, and welcome to video number 4, I believe. Okay, so today we are talking about, I always want to call it WandaVision, but it's Doctor Strange and the Mystery of, no, sorry, that's completely wrong. Isn't it I think it's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Yes, I think that's what it is. All right, we're going to talk about that. Let's go. My eyes. So I watched Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness yesterday. Technically yesterday. It's like technically today because I haven't gone to sleep yet, but it's like the next day because it's already past midnight. So yesterday I watched it with my brother. So basically this whole video is just gonna be me talking about it. Just like a little bit of commentary about the movie and just what I thought about the movie in general. I wore my red to celebrate Wanda, of course, because she's like red. I guess also kind of a little bit of Doctor Strange because he's kind of like a red themed character. Yeah, he's a red themed character. I wish instead of the crown I had my little Wanda horns, but whatever. I do want to do disclaimers. I want to make it clear that I am not a comics book fan. I was never a Marvel Comics person. There's nothing else to elaborate on it. So I just want to say, like, I don't know all the nuances of like, oh, this is what happened in the comics. Oh, this is what they're talking about. This is what they're referencing. Like, I am strictly cinematic universe, baby, okay? I am strictly cinematic universe. So everything that happened in the Marvel cinematic universe, that's all I know. I don't know nothing about no comics. I don't know none of that. So keep that in mind. The second thing is, in talking about the cinematic universe, I do want to say that I've watched all of 1, 2, and 3, like phase 1, 2, and 3, leading up to this, of course, because of like Endgame and Infinity War. And I watched mostly all the phase 4 movies except for Black Widow, which I don't think is important in terms of like relating to Mom. I'm gonna call it Mom because like multiverse, and that's what people are like abbreviating it to, so I'm just gonna say it. So like in terms of Mom, I don't think it's important to watch Black Widow, but I also, in terms of the series, I've only watched WandaVision to lead up to this, of course, and I've watched What If. So if like there's anything in Loki that's important, if there's anything in like what do you call it? The Bucky and Captain America and Bucky, or Captain America and the Winter Soldier, if there's anything important in that one. I'm trying to think of the other Marvel series. I think those are the only, if there's anything important in Hawkeye. All I've watched is WandaVision and all I've watched is What If. Those are the only two MCU series that I've watched. In terms of like cinematic unit, like phase 4. So I just wanted to get those out the way because I don't want people to be like, oh, you completely missed this reference, or oh, you don't get it, why not? Because I'm cinematic universe, baby, okay? I'm cinematic universe. That's really it. Okay, so I wrote notes. I hope I didn't miss anything. I kind of just just wrote everything down. So this is like a 24-hour, it's barely 24 hours, 12-hour, I guess, kind of review. So we're gonna start with like the characters in the movie. Technically there's like 3 main characters. You got Doctor Strange, of course, because it's his movie. He is a titular character. You have Wanda, which, also disclaimer, spoiler alert. Okay, obviously it's a whole commentary. It's not even a review, it's just commentary. So spoilers, I'm talking about the entire movie. But you have Wanda, who is, or also known as Scarlet Witch, who is the main villain of the movie. Ooh, my brother didn't see that coming. I saw it coming because I'm on TikTok, and even though I was dodging spoilers, I got that one. And then you have America Chavez, who is new to the MCU. She's new to the MCU. I don't know what to tell you. She's new to the MCU. That's it. Technically, she's an alien, or I don't want to say she's an alien. She's from another universe. I'm pretty sure she's an alien in the original origin. Again, I'm not a comics person, so I don't really, her name's America, so maybe she's from America. Maybe she's Spanish. So, long story short, she's not from 616, which is what we find out is the universe that this is taking place in. This entire Marvel Cinematic Universe is taking place in Earth 616. So whenever I say 616, since we're talking about like multiverses and different realities and stuff, when we say 616, we're talking about everything we know about our people, our MCU, okay? So no one else. So she's an alien in the sense of like she's from a different universe, like a different reality, but she's not from 616. I think she's from Earth. I might be wrong. So anyways, America's new to the MCU. She's basically, I guess she's a teenager. I want to call her a teenage girl. She's a teenage girl. She comes off as a teenage girl. I don't think she's an early 20s girl, but a young girl who basically has like the powers of, well, in terms of this movie, she has the powers of creating like a star-shaped dimension that transports her to different realities. And so like I said, she's from a different reality. Whenever she's scared, is what she says, she's able to, well, not able to, she's forced into another reality, like another reality, another planet, another like system. So there's like, in one scene of the movie, we were able to see like different realities where it was like, oh, paint world, oh, a world where the lights are green and that means stop, a world where like it's super icy, a world where it's like super technology. So like she's just into different realities. That's her power. She's into the MCU. Basically she is, how do I say, I guess she's like trying to find the answers to her powers and like how to control it. And so she had found a different Doctor Strange in like a different universe, and because of Wanda, basically Wanda creating like these monsters to capture America, because this is just like a pause for the plot. Wanda wants America because, you know, at the end of WandaVision, Wanda basically lost everything again. So like, you know, at the end of phase 3, Wanda lost everything. She lost her brother, she lost Vision. She was really just left with nothing, honestly. So if you didn't watch WandaVision, basically WandaVision is about her recreating her reality, except instead of going into a different universe, like, you know, like Captain America did, where he like just went through time and created a whole new another reality where he could be with Peggy Carter. Instead of doing that or something along the lines of that, she unknowingly, I want to say it's unknowingly, it wasn't on purpose, so she took a whole small town hostage, and she basically created her own reality using them as like puppets, basically. And again, she didn't know she was doing it. She kind of found out, but you know, she didn't really try to change it after the fact. Like after she found out, she was just like, you know, we're gonna see where this goes. And then she let them go, of course, but it took a while. So by the end of WandaVision, she loses everything. She had kids, she had Vision as a husband, and she had like, she didn't really care about her neighbors, but you know, she had like the illusion of like a normal, stable life where she has neighbors and like she has a community, right? She loses all of that thing. So she doesn't really try to get Vision back because she kind of accepted that Vision's gone. But at this point, she's like taken over, like slightly. She's like slowly being taken over by like dark forces because she's in possession of like a dark book, right? I forgot what it's called. Sorry, I keep like touching my nose because my nose ring keeps like popping out. So I want to adjust it. So I'm not picking my nose, y'all. I'm not picking my nose. I'm just adjusting my nose ring. But right. So she gets possession of a dark book, and it basically calls her. It basically is like slowly taking over her. It's corrupting her, basically. It's like corrupting her soul, right? So I'm like looking at the time because I feel like I'm talking so much. Okay, so it's corrupting her soul, and because of that, it's like making her basically, because I want to make it, because okay, one thing I didn't like about WandaVision or Wanda in this movie is that it just seemed like she was doing too much, and the way she was talking was just like really weird, not the way she was speaking, but the way, like the words she was saying. It's just very like, girl, can you get a grip on reality? But I want to make it clear that like she is slowly being corrupted by this like dark energy that she like is in possession of now, or I guess it's really taking possession of her. So it's like making it so that she's not really being, she keeps saying she's reasonable, but it's making her not reasonable, you know? And like sometimes you're just like, girl, you're doing the most for what? Like for some kids, which I mean, like honestly, children are important. I can't understand as a mother because I'm not a mother, but like from what I hear, mothers would do anything for their kids. Most of them should, at least. And so she's willing to do anything for her kids. But it's just like, girl, you're like really, really doing the most. Like people have losses all the time, you know? It's not like these children are alive right now. You know, so it's different than like you protecting living children. They are, at least in 616, imaginary children. But she's willing to like kill a girl and take her powers and kill kill communities, like really just destroy as much as she can in order to get possession of these kids. But you have to remember that she's like being corrupted by this book. And so that's what always kind of like brought me back to like, okay, she's being corrupted. Even though she's doing the most, she's being corrupted, you know? But yeah, long story short, so her big goal is like she wants her children back. So in order to get her children back, because America is able to, like her power is literally to jump through realities and like go to different multiverses, go to different universes. Wanda has this idea in her head where it's like, okay, if I kidnap America and take her power, I'm gonna be able to like go to the universe that has my kids. Because basically everyone's saying like, hey, your kids aren't real. And like in WandaVision herself, like in WandaVision the show, she takes over people and then creates a character. So like let's say like I was in the movie or I was in the show and I was taken over, like instead of being Sabrina, Princess Brina, I would be like, well, I would be like Tiffany, the rebel kid, you know, like I would have my character and I'd play that character. Even though in real life I'm Sabrina, in Wanda's reality that she's making, I'd be a character. The thing is, she didn't take over any kids when she made her kids. Her kids are called Billy and Tommy. She didn't take over like a child, like 2 children, and like created them to be Billy and Tommy. She created Billy and Tommy. So everyone's kind of like, girl, these kids aren't real. Like you're literally like schizophrenic. Like they're not real. They're like figments of your imagination. But Wanda, basically they tell you in the movie that like when you're dreaming and you're not actually like having dreams, you're not in REM sleep, girl. You're really just looking at yourself. Your other realities doing things. So like if you ever had a dream where you're getting like punched in the face, in another reality, you're getting punched in the face, you know? So Wanda's like, I have these dreams of these kids. So they must be real. And lo and behold, they're real. But not in 616, baby. So you gotta like cut your losses, but of course she doesn't. So she wants America for that reason. Yeah, so we're gonna go back to talking about America Chavez. So yeah, she has that power. And so like the big thing for America is like, I want to find out like where well, at least not really the big thing anymore. The big thing for America right now in this movie is I'm trying to escape Wanda, because Wanda's strong as hell and she's gonna kill me and she's gonna take my power. So that's her big thing. But like aside from the movie, before the movie, I guess I should say, is like she's just trying to find like the answers to her powers. So she had found a different Doctor Strange, and that Doctor Strange, in order to save the universe from a monster, was gonna take her power. And so basically she's kind of like a distrustful. She's gonna have trust for different people. But that leads me to my next note, which is like she kind of plays like a mentee and almost a daughter for Doctor Strange. I don't really want to say she's like a daughter. I think it's like, because like it's really early in the relationship, but she's definitely like a mentee for Doctor Strange in this entire movie. You know, it's like the older snarky, like sarcastic guy with the younger kid who kind of like opens up their hearts, you know, and like that's the kind of relationship dynamic that they have, and it's really sweet. Honestly, it's like really, I love that kind of stuff. And it's like very reminiscent of at least in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, of Tony Stark and Peter Parker, where you have like this really sarcastic guy who's very jaded, very sarcastic, very like mean really, but like his heart is slowly breaking free from this jadedness because of like the love of a child, you know, the love and support of a child, while he's also being able to be like a good mentor. And so that's basically their whole relationship dynamic. So that also leads me into the next character, who is Doctor Strange. Okay, hello. It's Rena here. Obviously, I don't look the same way I did in the video because this is a segment that I call My Camera Died, and I lost all the footage for some reason of like one specific part. So like right when I was about to talk about Doctor Strange, literally, well, not even right when I was about to talk about Doctor Strange, I talked about Doctor Strange, my camera died, and then I lost the footage of me talking about Doctor Strange. Like that's 10 minutes. I saw it because my camera died at like 26 minutes. I only have 13 minutes of footage. And I really thought I was gonna get it back. Like, oh, like, you know, it's just converting, it's just developing, it's just, it didn't come back. So, because, you know, like, in my previous video, I was just like, listen, I'm gonna put like a little part in the end and call it a day. But like, I don't want to do that. I want a complete video with complete thoughts. And I spoke for 10 minutes. So I want those words to count. Okay, Doctor Strange. So what I was basically saying in the original video, and what I said in my notes, and like, sorry if it's like really loud because I'm on the highway driving to work. But what I was saying in the original video, and what I basically like was thinking in my head, it sucks I don't have my notes, but I do know one thing that I really wanted to say was that Doctor Strange is basically, or like one theory that's going around, it's not really a theory, it's just like a thought, is that Doctor Strange is the new, that Doctor Strange is the new Tony Stark. Now people before Tony was like, and spoiler alert I guess, before Tony was like actually, I don't want to say killed, he wasn't killed, before Tony sacrificed himself and died, people already made the comparisons between Doctor Strange and Tony Stark, because like they're both red characters, they're both very rich, they're both very smart, and they're both what do you call it, what's the word, rich, smart, red characters, oh, and sarcastic. So like people already made those kind of comparisons, and like people are basically saying like even in Infinity War, like while there are like slight differences, this is basically the same character talking to themselves, right? Um, and so basically, what I was thinking is that, like, at this point, it might be true because you basically have a grown man who's like very jaded, very like, because of his past, he's very jaded. He doesn't really trust people. He doesn't like have the best. I mean, like, I don't want to say the best thought, but I guess he kind of like it's his way or a highway, and he like thinks he's always right, stuff like that. Just because of his past experiences, he has to have like the control. And then you have like this kid who kind of like is like opening him up, not just his kid, like it's other relationships in his life as well, but like especially in this movie you see like how America, there we go, America is like kind of, I wouldn't say changing him, you don't really see her changing him in this sense, but like you do see like these little like changes where like a different Doctor Strange would have taken control or would have sacrificed her or would have done this and that, like to make the plan work. But this Doctor Strange 616 is willing to like work with her and not have to have full control, to like trust in her even though she's not super experienced, and like form this relationship basically is really what it is. And it's very reminiscent of the relationship that Tony Stark had with Peter Parker, where it's kind of like, I mean, Tony and Peter had like more, it was more developed because they had like more movies together, like more time together. So like it really was father son, even though it wasn't my favorite. Like I didn't like the father son aspect of it all, but like I mean, I don't want to say I didn't like it. It just wasn't my favorite part of like the entire story. But like it was there, it was very much father son, and that's what they were going for. And it's almost like they're kind of trying to go that way with America and Doctor Strange. Now I will say, because it's only been like one movie, and like yes, their interactions were like cute, like adorable, but it wasn't like anything like super. Oh, this is like daughter, father, daughter. I think it's a lot more teacher student right now, and then like a lot more like mentee mentor. But like still, it's like a very nice relationship between like a jaded older character and like a more like innocent, naive younger character who doesn't have as much experience. It's like it's just nice, and I feel like it is gonna go in a direction of like father daughter, which I mean that's fine with me. Honestly, I think it's like really cute when like the teacher's willing to pass, like have a really close relationship with their student, and like is willing to pass it on. So that's one aspect of it. And then another thing I was talking about was like in terms of like Doctor Strange being the new Tony Stark. They kind of really are. I mean, we already know they're very similar. I already said like sarcastic, rich, smart, very jaded, very much needs to be in control. But in terms of like the actual MCU, like the storyline, I would consider, and I feel like this is pretty true, Tony Stark, if you're talking about the entire MCU, like a 1, 2, and 3, like phases 1, 2, and 3 as a whole, Tony Stark Iron Man is the main character. Now, there are like a whole bunch of characters, there's a whole bunch of movies, and yes, everyone's important in their own way. But like, if we're talking about who really caused the most change, who caused the most like catalyst to like lead to what Endgame was, like from the beginning to the end, Tony Stark, Captain America, Tony Stark, Iron Man. So I'm feeling like when it comes to phase 4 and beyond, Doctor Strange is going to have that kind of role of being like the catalyst of change. Now it's kind of like unclear because all the movies are kind of very disconnected, which I mean, I guess that's how it really was in phase 1 as well, where it's like all the movies are disconnected with like little hints here and there of like how they would be connected later on. But yeah, and I think it's really cool with Doctor Strange is like Tony Stark, like phases 1, 2, and 3, until really like, I mean, aside from Thor, and then of course Guardians of the Galaxy, until like you really got introduced to Thanos, like Infinity War, like there wasn't really like a connection between Earth and space. I mean, there was like I said, like Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, they kind of like gave hints of it, but it was really like an on Earth battle, like and which made sense because Tony Stark like has an on Earth experience. He's never really been like a in space guy or like multi-universe guy, like realities and all that stuff. But with phase 4 and beyond, I feel like it's not even I feel like there's a lot of like you've already opened the barrier between like Earth and space and then time as well. And I think the perfect person to be the main character of this phase is Doctor Strange, because who else has that ability to go through Earth, space, and time? Doctor Strange. So it's like what they're able to do with that. Doctor Strange makes a lot of sense to be that main catalyst of change, that main that main character. So is Doctor Strange the new Tony Stark? We will find out. But I think yes. I think yes. I don't know how I feel about that. Doctor Strange, I loved him because of his power. I'm very much a powers girl. Like whatever your power is, usually like I'm on your side, right? And then also personality. Is Doctor Strange my favorite in terms of like personality? Like in terms of like Doctor Strange himself, like Stephen Strange himself, I don't really care for him much, but his powers are really cool. And so I guess I just want to see where they go with that. Like, do I want him to be like the new Tony Stark? No. And not even in like a I'm trying to gatekeep Tony Stark kind of way. So literally, I don't care enough about Stephen Strange to be following him throughout the entire phases. Like, I feel like I just feel like compared to Tony Stark, like his story isn't even all that intricate with the storyline. But I guess the difference between the two again is also, well, not even again, like a new point is that like Tony Stark is like very much how the past affected the present, whereas like Doctor Strange is more like how the present is going to affect the future. Like we've already done everything that's like has to do with the past, like Hydra, the files and all that stuff. His time in, is it Afghanistan that he was like trapped in, like it's a bunch of like stuff in the past, like his father, like how Stark Industries, all that stuff, how the past affects the present, and then like how he has to deal with it in the present. At this point, we've hit like the present, we're in the present, and now it's like, okay, how is it going to affect the future? Which is, I mean, again, Doctor Strange is perfect because he is the Time Lord. That's not his name. And yeah, so back to the main show. Thank you for watching, by the way. I know I look different. But back to my main show. Okay, sorry if you notice a change at all, it's because my camera died. But okay, we're gonna continue on where we were. Anyway, let's talk about the next person. So let's talk about Wanda. Let's talk about WandaVision. WandaVision. Wanda without vision. Wanda without vision. Okay, so let's talk about Wanda. First of all, I want to say, for all of y'all who are always talking that big stuff about, because like I said there's always a discussion about like, who's like the strongest Avengers. There's always four. It's always Captain Marvel, there's always Wanda, there's always Doctor Strange, and there's always Thor. Now, people really be like, Thor is the strongest, Thor is the strong, which I'm not. First of all, I want to say that everyone is strong. All four of those people are strong. Like, there's a reason they're always like the four talked about ones. But I never said it was Thor, and I never said it was Doctor Strange. I always said Wanda. You know what? I might have said Doctor Strange just because I like it. I feel like he has like that whole like multiverse thing. But I was always Team Wanda from day effing one. Not because of her character, it's just because of her power. I'm like, since I was a kid, I've always wanted telekinesis. I've always wanted those kind of powers. I don't like how hers like materialize into like this like red stuff. Like, girl, I don't need all that. I need like a Jean Grey type of like, you can't see it, but you can feel it type of power. Because I resonate with her power so much, I was always repping Team Wanda or Team Doctor Strange. It was one of those two. Thor, I was like, I mean, he's like the god of thunder. Like, I don't really, like he's strong, but like, and then Captain Marvel, maybe. No offense, I don't care. So, she really showed out with her power. Wanda really showed out with her power. There's only so much you can say about Wanda. Wanda, like I already told you in the beginning, she was kind of like rubbing me the wrong way because she was just very much acting odd and doing just the most for something so, I mean, like, I hate to say so little, but like doing the most for things that are just like, it sucks that you lost your kids, but like you just gotta accept that you don't have them. You just have to accept in 616 you just don't have the kids. Oh, you just don't have them. But then, again, I reminded myself that she's like kind of being possessed by these demonic forces. But other than that, like, I love it when characters just do what they want. If you're gonna be a villain and it's not like some big, deep, introspective, like, oh, like, what kind of villain are you? Like, what led you to this point? Like you're not all the way evil. If it's not that type of stuff, it's like you're just the villain. Like, you're just the bad guy. Be the bad guy. And Wanda was the bad guy. Wanda said, I have a goal, and I don't care who, what, how you guys are gonna try to get in my way. I'm getting my goal. And something about it's just so satisfying to see people just go all in. I think I didn't watch the movie, but another example of this, that from what I've heard, like from like word of mouth, is like in Halloween Kills. Spoiler alert if you want to. I didn't watch it, but like this is what I'm hearing. And if you want to watch it, then spoiler alert. But Halloween Kills, which is like part of the Halloween franchise, it's like after everyone's like old, and like Jamie Lee Curtis, who plays Laurie, I believe. Not Laurie. Is it Laurie? Yeah, Laurie. I think it's like old. It's just long story short, it's like a sequel to a sequel to a sequel, a continuation to the story, if you will. But like I heard that there's a scene where Michael Myers just like goes all in, and like it's like a village scene where like he kills all the villagers. It's just like, if you're gonna be bad, you know. And if you're gonna be bad, like don't just do it. And I just love that just letting the id, you know, like when you think about id, ego, and super ego, just letting the id rule. Like you just want what you want and you do whatever you want to get it. I just love it. I just love it. It's something about it that gets me so hyped. I love it so much, like indulging in what you want. Now I can't, I don't think we should do it because, you know, we're moral and we aren't just black and white. But like in a movie, do it. Just do it, girl. Because it makes for really good drama. It makes for really good drama. Yeah, that's it. And it just leads to my next topic, which is like, Wanda didn't waste no time. That's like the first thing. Me and my brother watched it, and I was like, she did not waste no time. She wanted America. She killed everybody. She basically killed everybody at I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry. I hate that. I don't know what they're called, but like at the Doctor Strange area, she killed everybody. She wanted America when they went to the universe. She killed she did not waste no time. She said, I want it, I got it. And that's what I mean. Like, I just love it when a character, again, if we're not talking about like, if this isn't a big introspective story about like why you're doing what you're doing, you know, like, and those are good, those have their places. But if a character is just gonna be evil, and if she's gonna just step into a very like highly guarded facility, no, she's not gonna talk to you. She's not gonna talk it out. She's gonna kill you. And is she gonna make it look good? And I just loved it. It's just so much drama and so much action and just like so much horror all in one, and it is just amazing. So all those scenes where she was just killing people for the fun of it, loved it. I loved it. I did. And it's also something about like people willing to kill people. I do hate useless killings, which is why, and I do feel bad for side characters who get killed, because like they obviously are like the easiest target, because you don't want to kill your main character, but like you need to show that like she's about her business. So, but I saw that about just like mass killings, which I know taken out of context, this sentence will be so bad, but like something about mass killings in media, just something about it. It's just like, like, give me more. Cause it's just like, it's so, I hate to say it, but it's so funny. Like I was laughing in the theater. I do want to make it clear, I'm a person who laughs in times of stress, and like when I'm like in disbelief, I smile, I laugh. I'm one of those people, and I'm trying to like put it under control. But like, I didn't laugh because it was funny, but I laughed because it was just so like, bro, you're really doing this? That's my girl. Do I agree with her? No, of course not. But it's just like the drama of it all. I just love the drama. Talking about wasting time, and I only have two more like things I actually really care to talk about, but like talking about wasting time, I feel like the main characters, the people who weren't Wanda were wasting time. They wasted time. The first example of this was at the very beginning opening scene, when you had the other universe, Doctor Strange, in America, and they were basically trying to get the Book of Ashanti. This is all before the movie even starts. It's like the first scene of the movie. They were trying to get the Book of Ashanti in order to find the secrets of America's power, like try to figure out how America's power, at least that's what I understand it's for. And like I said, there's like a monster who got sent to like basically kill America. And Doctor Strange is like able to hold him down. So in my head, I'm like, girl, Doctor Strange has this creature in like a bind, right? And he's like, I'm not strong enough to hold it, or it's breaking free. America's just standing there like, girl, run and get the book. Go get the book, and you guys can just like teleport out of there. Like, I know you don't know how to teleport, but Doctor Strange could have just done his like magic. The same way you guys got there, you guys could have left. But no, she's just standing there like, which I mean, like, I get it, I guess. She's scared. But I feel like you're already at that point where you're like, you've already like done a bunch of things. We didn't see it, but I feel like you've already like done so much to get to that point. Like, you don't have time to be just standing there in fear. And in the second one where they like waste, like, there's like, I'm sure there's like a lot of examples of them wasting time. But like, the second big example in my head, I'm a pirate now. The second big example in my head is, okay, Wanda, basically they transport to another universe, not Wanda, but like Doctor Strange and America, because they get sent to another universe, and the idea is that like, okay, maybe we can find this universe is Doctor Strange, so that he can help us find the Book of Ashanti, because the Book of Ashanti is like they call it the antithesis, like the very opposite of like the evil book that Wanda has. So like with the Book of Ashanti, you're gonna be able to like find out how to stop Wanda. So they're like, okay, well, they get transported out of their universe because of America's like power gets triggered. And so they're like, okay, maybe, you know, like, yes, we're in a different universe, we don't know how to get back, but maybe if we find this Doctor Strange in this universe, we can also find a Book of Ashanti in this universe, find a way to get back to 616 and then defeat Wanda. So that's their goal. They get captured by what my brother called the knockoff Avengers, which is like, so like, that made me laugh so hard. But like, they get captured by what, I don't even know what world it was, 8 something or whatever, but like that world's Avengers, I guess. And like, basically in that world, Doctor Strange had to be killed because, again, Doctor Strange kind of like hit this point of no return where he eventually ended up killing a whole universe because he was trying to find answers of how to defeat Thanos, and he just went too far. So they executed him. And I mean, like, he accepted it, so it wasn't like a whole like surprise execution, but he got executed regardless. They don't trust Doctor Strange. They don't trust any Doctor Strange at this point. So they're like, okay, you're from another universe, number one, but also like, it seems like you're about to like try to do something. And you know, like, you're gonna just fall to your old ways, and like, we can't have that happening again. So we need to investigate you. And they're basically called the Illuminati, which is like, I hope that's like what they're actually called in comics, because otherwise that's so funny, like dumb but funny. And like, they're Earth's mightiest heroes. So they're the, like my mother said, the knockoff Avengers, but like in that universe, I guess like they're like the most powerful heroes put together to form like a council, right? Okay. So Wanda finds a way to get into that universe by possessing a different Wanda in a different universe and then going into that universe. Girl, I don't know. But long story short, she finds a way to do it, and she tears through that place, right? She like kills everybody at that facility, and she kills the Illuminati, the strongest, who said that they could handle her baby. They got killed in like 5 seconds. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Maybe 3 minutes of a fight scene. Wanda versus like 5 of the most powerful Avengers. Girl. She don't waste no time. But then she, basically Doctor Strange and America and Christine, who's Doctor Strange's love interest, but like this universe's Christine, are escaping, and they like go through like a tunnel system, and like there's doors. So like they keep, like, Wanda's running. She's limping actually. She's running after them in her like possessed body. They're closing doors. Like they're running, close the door. Running, close the door. Running, close the door. She's like just like, what's the word? Dispersing. Like she's disintegrating the doors with her powers. Like they basically like disappear. She's opening the doors with her powers, right? There's this one door that like closes completely. So she's doing all that. The doors aren't like completely closed. Like she like disintegrates it. There's one door that closes completely. Instead of continuing to run, they stop and they're like, they're just like waiting to see if she's gonna open the door. Whether she opens the door or not, she's still chasing you. Okay, I think it's because like they didn't hear her, but like still, who cares? Who cares if she gets out? Like if she gets out, then like deal with it then. But why are you stopping to find out if she got out or not? Babe, just keep running. So I was just like, why are you doing this? That one pissed me off. Like that one, I was just like, keep running. Why did you stop running? To see if she's still following you. Who cares? You can see if she's still following you once you get to safety. But no, they have to find out. Okay. The third one where they wasted time, there's like 3 big examples, like I said. There's a third one that I can't really remember what it is. But I was just like, just do it. Like, just do what you have to do. Like, you're here. Like, just do what you have to do. I don't remember what it is. Oh my gosh. I wish I could remember, because I think it, like, the fact that I remember these 3 instances, like, they pissed me off so much, because I was just like, why are you stopping? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing, like, you can just keep going. And I know, obviously, why. Like, it's to move the plot along, because, like, it feels, like, so easy, like, you know, but like still, like, we're thinking realistically, it's like you can still have the story go on, just like have them make good decisions, like better decisions. What happened? Oh, okay, sorry, it just came to me. Okay, so same scene where they're running from Wanda, and they're able to, I think it's the same scene where they're running from Wanda, but long story short, they're like able to get into like the area where they get to the Book of Ashanti. So they finally get to the Book of Ashanti. Why? Oh, why? Why, Lord? Why? Tell me, audience. Tell me, friend. Why did Doctor Strange walk to the Book of Ashanti, and then once he got it, he just held it in his hands, kind of like, I'm in awe of the Book of... I was like, if you don't run, grab that book and start reading through it, or run, grab the book and start transporting yourself somewhere, I was just like, what are you doing? And of course Wanda makes it and like captures kill. I mean, she didn't kill anybody, but she like basically like transports. She tries to kill them, but she transports the two. Basically, she gets what she wants. She gets America and she gets the other two out the way. I was like, why are you taking your time? Like, you know, like this is a very urgent situation. Like I understand like in urgent situations you have to be careful, but you still have to like have a sense of urgency. You know, like obviously you don't want to like run and like grab it and disintegrate, you know, like kill yourself like trying to get it. But like walking and then holding it and then just being like, oh, I have it in my hand. I have it in my hand. Like, sir, if you don't run, grab that book, protect everyone in like a giant shield of like protection of spells, and then like transport yourself out of there to find out how to defeat Wanda. But no, you just want to walk to it. I was like, y'all be wasting time, and that's why you're dying. That's why you guys all died. It just don't make no sense. Like the heroes in this story wanted to just waste some time. They just wanted to waste time and just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense to me. That just pissed me off. That was like the one thing that was just like I was consistently angry with, because like I just felt like I didn't feel a sense of urgency at times. I mean, it wasn't like throughout the whole movie, but like at times I was just like, you guys are not making the right decision. Like you need to act better. Because I know I'd be running in there. Like I guess you could also be like, you know, they're human. Like they want to hesitate. Like they're hesitating because they're just like, you know, it's finally like a relief type of thing where it's like, okay, finally got what I needed. Like I can relax now. But like, no, relax once you get it for real, not once you're like right at the edge. You're supposed to actually cross the finish line. You're not supposed to like stop once you're like right there, because someone could just pass you up, and pass them up they did. Last but not least is cameos that we want to talk about. Me and my brother and I, big X-Men fan. When it comes to like, I think it's because of the live action movies. Like I guess X-Men were technically like, it was like the MCU technically. Like you had multiple coming out of like, but like up to 2000s, and like me and my brother love superheroes, and X-Men I think it's like what started it, at least for me. I can't speak for him, but like X-Men, I love it. Like long story short, when I saw Charles Xavier, and not only Charles Xavier, but I saw my Charles Xavier, you know, like there's something to be said. Like MCU is cool. I love MCU, I love crossovers, I love the whole concept of it. I love the fact that they were able to like span past 10 years. But like something to be said about my OGs, you know, my Tobey Maguires and my Patrick Stewarts, okay? My Tobey Maguires and my Patrick Stewarts. And so whenever I see my OGs, baby, like, so I'm just so happy they got Patrick Stewart. Nothing against, what's his name? He's a very handsome man. Nothing against someone who currently plays Xavier. James McAvoy, I believe. Nothing against him at all. Like, love him. I actually haven't watched the new X-Men, so I don't really care. But just my OGs. Patrick Stewart. I was looking at him. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so old. He is old. Oh my gosh. Like, we're not gonna say nothing, but like, he's old as heck. But like, love him. We love him. We love Patrick Stewart in this house, and we love Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier in this house. So that was really fun. I believe it was, what's his name? John Krasinski playing Mr. Incredible #4. Like, The Incredibles was also like a OG movie, like a 2000s superhero movie, but it wasn't my favorite. It is funny that they keep recasting, but like in my head I was just like, well, you know. But the thing about, you know what, I was like, this is a multiverse Mr. Incredible, and now I think about it, no matter like who you are in the multiverse, like you look the same regardless. So like Doctor Strange is gonna be played by Benedict Cumberbatch, like no matter what universe. So not, because at first I was like, oh, it's just another universe. Now I think about it, like no, if they do have a 616 Mr. Incredible, I guess that is gonna be John Krasinski, huh? But it's really cool. I just like the cameo and seeing him. I told my brother, I was like, at this point, if you're in Hollywood and you haven't been casted to be in this movie, like in one of these movies, and like you're not popping. Like you're not popping. Like, because they're really getting everybody. They are getting everybody. If there's a character, and you're an actor, you need to be somebody, because like they're getting everybody. It's very much like what was another movie or show where it's like, if you haven't been in it, like you're not popping. I think it was Game of Thrones that people said that, where it's like, if you're a British actor or actress and you have not been cast in Game of Thrones, just get out of here. Just exit stage left, because they don't want you. Other cameos, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's really much. If there was, I'm not really thinking of it. Obviously, like the guy from Brodo Moto or whatever his name was from Doctor Strange, who honestly, like, I watched Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange 2. I don't remember who that man is. Like, I remember him, and I know that he didn't agree with Doctor Strange, and I know there was like a post-credit scene with him, but like, I didn't remember like anything of like how he ended up becoming Doctor Strange's enemy. So like when I saw him, I was just like, also his braids. Look at a girl's braids. Like, girl, I hope that wasn't, there's no way that was his real hair. That had to be a wig. Cause like there was no like parting space at all. It was just like one big thing. And I was like, Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry made this? Girl. So that was like a mess. I can't think of any other cameos. I really can't. If there was one, then I'm just not thinking of it. It was nice to see Wong. Wong's not a cameo, but like it was always nice to see him. When he almost died and fell, I was just like, oh my god. Like I thought it was real. Because at this point, I feel like Marvel has nothing to lose, like with some of their side characters, because it's just like everyone's dead at this point. So I felt like he was gonna die. I thought he actually died, but he was alive. So yay, we love Wong in this house. Okay, so let's talk about if I liked the movie or not. I did like the movie. Very simple, easy question. Easy answer. I liked the movie. It was nice. It was just like it was 2 hours and something minutes, and like I did not feel any of it at all. I did not feel like at any point the movie was like dragging for me. Okay, I didn't feel like the movie was. That's like a problem that I always have, where it's like eventually like I kind of get bored. Like at some parts of the movie I get bored, but like I didn't feel the 2 hour. I knew it was a long movie. I felt the length, but I didn't feel like, oh, like I'm ready to go at this point, or like, oh, I'm getting tired. Like I didn't feel that at all. I liked it. I just really liked it. I like it when people who are, if you're gonna have a villain and you really are gonna have them like just be a villain, like just have them be a villain, just get what they want. Like, you know, not get what they want like in the end, but like have them really crossing all these lines, you know, crossing these lines in the most interesting way. Because like when I tell you she was tearing into these evil, the drama, the girls are fighting, like it was amazing. It was great. It was like I had a great time when she was like tearing through those people. Trying to think. Doctor Strange's relationship with America was cute. I feel like the ending was a little like, I mean, I guess it kind of shows that like no one really at this point, like literally no one could beat Wanda except for herself, because she was the one who like technically ended her, like basically at the end of the movie, spoiler again, like at this point you should have known this spoiler, but at the end of the movie, America reveals her to her sons, and her sons are like scared of her, obviously, because she like took possession of their mom, and she looks like a demon, and she's like, basically they don't want her. And Wanda like comes to terms with the fact that like, you know, maybe I have gone too far. And so she destroys herself, and she destroys all the evil books so that like no one can get to that point. So it's kind of like a dang, like really no one could have beat her except for her. I mean, I'm sure someone could have beat her. I'm sure someone could have beat her, but like as far as we know, like no one could have beat her except for herself. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, endings are never my favorite part of movies. It usually never is. They usually never are. So, you know, I don't know. I guess I couldn't. The only satisfying ending I can think of is like Wanda kills everybody, or they kill Wanda, you know. But like the whole like Wanda sacrificing herself, it wasn't a bad ending. It was just like it wasn't anything like, oh. And now I think about it, there wasn't like a really big like ending fight either. I think that's also part of it. It's like there wasn't like a big. It was just like character sacrifices herself. So I don't know. It's like hard to explain. Like it wasn't bad. It just wasn't. I guess anticlimactic is like the word for it. It's just kind of like it didn't end in like a big battle where someone dies, which is like what I usually expect, you know, with these type of action horror movies. But like again, I keep saying it, but not bad. Just like not the best, I guess. I wish she had killed everybody, or I wish I had killed her, and like it was just like horrible, you know, like just like really like this movie. People are calling it like the horror Marvel movie, and I really do agree with that, because like there's a lot of horror elements that were in the movie that like that you would see. Like horror, it's not just like horror because like everyone's dying, but it's like literally horror because like there's so many horror elements in the movie itself. So I wanted my big old horror death, so we get a horrifying death scene for somebody gotta die, you know. But no, I mean technically Wanda sacrificed herself, but like yeah, okay. But yeah, that is the whole movie. At the end of the day, I really like the movie. I know like, people are like mixed reactions. I guess I also think like maybe it was just overhyped. Again, like I liked it, but like maybe I think people were like hyping it up so much that like people are disappointed in the end. I came in with, it kind of reached my expectations. They weren't like super high, but like they were fine, and I liked it fine. So like I liked it. That's like I liked it. I think it was fine. I think it was a fine movie. I think you should watch it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, especially if you made it all the way to this point. If you like the video, If you like me, subscribe. And then if you want to talk about the movie, if you want to talk about anything, honestly, leave a comment down below, or find me on my social media and just like DM me there. The social media will be linked down below, and I think it might be at the end of this video, but I'm really not sure. I really can't remember. What was your favorite part in Mom, in Doctor Strange Mom? Who was your favorite character? What was your favorite part? Just let me know down below. I will see you guys in video number 5, and yeah, thank you again so much for watching. Bye. I'm on my way to work. I want to like mention, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. This is like the best smoothie I've ever had that I've made myself, that I've had in recent years. It's so good. And I put, you know what? I think it's because I put coconut milk inside of it instead of almond milk. Because normally not normally, it's like what was available to me. What do you call it? The non-sweet almond milk. And like, that was a mistake, obviously. Long story short, best smoothie I've had in a while. And so I'm excited to see how like the coconut milk tastes with the other one. Anyway.